Hey guys, how you doing? Hey Shell. Hey Renee. I'm in Dearborn. It rained for a while, not long though. Cooled off. I was just gonna watch UFC, but then I said, screw it. It's too long of a day for Daisy inside. That's the danger. Interview tonight? No, but I will do it. The problem is this phone, on its last leg. Verizon service has been crappy, so I'm always afraid to take a good interview and wreck it with this shitty cell phone service. Hey, Radical. Oh, thank you. Glad you like the videos. I got a lot of good ones I'm uploading. Used to go this way, but I've been going this way lately. It's kind of, and the road's been redone, so it's actually kind of nice. Interviewing day today. Susie. Oh, good for you, Shauna. Yeah, good. Yeah, I don't blame you. It's nice and cooled off now. Starting tomorrow through Wednesday, it's going to be a lot cooler. So I'm really looking forward to that. I haven't seen Becky since last week, to tell you the truth. I will see her again, though, I'll tell you that. Pretty soon. I've been down through there. I haven't seen her. Hasn't been anybody down around Werner Highway. Yeah, Jamie video, it's 86% uploaded, and then it's got a process. So that's why I told everybody I don't want to bullshit you on when it's going to be up, because I really can't say with these slow upload speeds. I was charging my phone because, you know, when it died the last live, I had breaded pork chops at Leon's. Honestly, I didn't like them that much, to tell you the truth. I thought they were kind of tough, super salty, and the waitress didn't ask me if I wanted gravy on them. So, it wasn't that great, to be honest with you. Hey, Katie. Yeah, it's nice right now, I'll tell you that. Humidity really dropped. Ebony, I think she's with her mother, but nobody's down in the stroll, so that's good news. So I'm hoping she's just still doing that. I mean, no news is good news, and not seeing them is good news. Yeah, I don't like gravy, to tell you the truth, on anything. I mean, I could eat it if I had to, but when she brought it, said breaded pork chops, didn't say anything about gravy. So she put them on the table, and I thought, oh God, gravy. You know, especially on a breaded pork chop. I mean, you couldn't eat them fast enough to like keep the gravy from making the breading wet. But you got to do something insane to get me to send something back at a restaurant. It's not that big a deal. Hey, Davey. Yeah, traveling like this is great. Staying up late, sleeping in, just driving around, partying, nobody bothering me. I really like videos uploading while I'm doing something else. I would have stuck around to upload another video as the other one was processing, but it said 49 minutes, and I thought, you know what? That's going to put me at too close to the park closing time. So I took off. And as far as anybody being able to see the second video tonight at a reasonable hour, it's not happening, so it wasn't really going to get me any further down the road, so I took off. I wasn't going to come out here, but I looked on the radar and all the rain was gone. It was quite a bit cooler, and I just don't like not doing something with Daisy for a whole day. I didn't take her out here this morning. It was so humid. There's so many businesses that have closed, it's ridiculous, man. Like I said, if you don't eat by 8 o'clock on a Friday, even on the weekend, you are going to be stuck to fast food. And the problem with the fast food around here is the line is so long because nothing else is open. I mean, here you got a big gas station closed already on a major corner. Yeah, these check engine lights been on for like 6 years. It's just the sending unit, which is, I don't really care about it, to tell you the truth. I mean, I maintain this vehicle, believe it or not. I mean, it is old, but I really kind of get a kick out of getting all these miles out of it. And I don't worry about it. I was in there eating my pork chops, and a guy came in, he said, hey, just thought I'd let everybody know it's starting to rain. Everybody ran out to roll their windows up, not me. I don't give a shit. I kept eating. So like I said, I really get a kick out of just knocking these kind of miles out. I'm hoping to get like another at least 100,000 out of it. Just had the transmission fluid change. Original trans, no problem, doesn't burn any oil. This is really, I like this way. Telegraph's a pain in the ass. Plus, in the back of my mind, I worry about that asshole state trooper. I'm sure he'd break it off of my ass any way he could. And I know he patrols down around there a lot, so I just as soon skip it. You know, the days of running these vehicles this long, I don't think are around, man. All this computerized, electronical stuff. Can't even, they basically designed these vehicles so you can't even do maintenance on your own. I know a lot of the new vehicles, it's a sealed transmission unit. You can't even change the transmission fluid. So you can't tell me that you can drive a vehicle like this one for 400,000 miles without changing the transmission fluid. So, you know, the Astrovan lives on. Coming up to the world's, look at this beautiful sunset. Actually, I'm going to have to get some photos of this tree with this pink behind it. So I'm coming up to the coolest dead tree in the world. It's the one I've been taking photos of. Right there. Right there. So I'm going to get that sunset behind this tree, so bear with me for a few minutes. Stay here, hon, Dad. Be right back. Gonna get some pictures of this tree, honey. Be right back, girl. Stay there. girl, hon. Good girl, honey. Hop over there, babe. Good girl. Good girl, honey. Good girl. Good girl, hon. Well, the planes are landing on 3 left, or 21 left, which is perfect. So I'm glad I came out here. Look at this killer tree shot right here. These photos tonight are way better. That's the coolest looking tree. Why they don't allow a left turn there? It doesn't make any sense. Heading out to give Daisy a walk. No, I just walked across the street. See the planes landed to the southwest? Beautiful. Perfect night, actually. I don't know what I was thinking, not thinking of coming out here. What a perfect night. We'll go to the airport after this. Help, be honest with you. Not going back home, nope. Not too many deer get hit down here. parking lot last night, trying to get a little video, but there's too much bright light from the lights in the parking lot. It's pretty significant. Taking Daisy to her favorite park. Yeah, sorry about that. It should quit buffering down here. I'm letting Daisy run around. Turned out to be a beautiful night. Tell you one thing, this phone's working a lot better tonight. Yeah, it is, yep. Lucky for Daisy, she can see a lot better than I can. Good night, Susie. $9.23, thank you. No, that was an airplane. Yeah, I got a lot of videos and photos of the moon up. Hey, can anybody look on there and see what time the Belleville Walmart is open to? That Walmart that's closest to me where I stay is such a dump. And like they got all sorts of extra generators and security cameras because of the trouble they have around there. Even though it's not in a bad area, I don't know what the deal is with that. It's a pain in the ass to park there. I just as soon go to one out of my way. See, there's Starry Night, beautiful. No, they're not. At least the Walmart where I live, they knocked off that 20 more hour thing since the COVID. And they said, clerk told me she doesn't think they're going to be open 24 hours again. And I'm wondering if that's the way everywhere. Now, I went to a Walgreens the other day, and they said they're open 24 hours. They close down for an hour from 3 to 4 to clean. And I was kind of surprised. $10 p.m. Okay, I have to go tomorrow then. Yeah, thanks a lot. Yeah, I figured that's what it was. That's all right. I'll go tomorrow. I'll do here. Go to the airport. They're landing and taking off on the runway I have access to. So, you having fun, hon? Wow. Wow, you feeling good, huh? Good girl. Oh yeah, let's go walk, hon. Look, when I take Daisy out for a little walk like this, she she sleeps so much better. I mean, I always do anyway, but once in a while. Oh, you having fun, huh? Wow. Good girl, huh? Let's go walkie. Let's go walkie. Come on. Yeah, I remember that. Sure do, yeah. I'm not buying a flashlight. I have a flashlight actually in the car, but I don't really need it. It's not as dark. This phone's, on its way out, and the light sensitivity sucks. So it's not as dark as it looks. I got some great shots of that, my favorite tree, just before it was a beautiful, like, rainbow sunset behind. So that is good. A lot of planes in the air tonight, actually. I may skip tonight, only because I'll go tomorrow night. It's going to be cooler. But you see these planes taking off? It's pretty good for a Saturday night. Yeah, isn't that a gorgeous tree? I mean, how could a tree be so beautiful and it's dead? Oh yeah, I do baby talk all the time to Daisy. Yep. Better believe it. They don't. Good for them. I'm glad they do. That's cool. Nah, not really. I may read mostly textbooks. Yeah, the air traffic's been really dead, Yeah, I was going to get that one Johnny Pie. Yeah, I could see him coming on. I was picking them off one by one. Yeah, it's still hot and humid, but nothing like it was before. Yeah, it is nice. Yeah, they haven't been, I blocked most of them, so they got to constantly make up new IDs, but they didn't last long, so good job, thank you. Yeah, they haven't cropped up like that in a while. They get ticked off because they'll spend a long time writing some big, long, hateful comment about Becky or me or something like that, and then I delete it. They go back to see if anybody responded, and it's been deleted. There weren't that many there. Actually, I got kind of like a not so good dinner there tonight. Pork chops, breaded pork chops, which I never get, but I didn't think they were very good, to tell you the truth. That's what I say. Believe me, I delete them, no problem. And, the blocking feature on YouTube is working pretty good. Used to be a lot worse. I wish, though, that YouTube would do it like Facebook does, block by IP address. I mean, by MAC address. That way, they're going to have to get another device, which makes it 10 times harder. And these broke scumbags can barely afford the one that they have, let alone getting a second one. So it doesn't matter that they change IP addresses. Oh, good for you, Susan. Yeah, gravy on pork chops. God, I couldn't believe she didn't ask me. I like half-assed ate them, that. But I accomplished the main goal, and that is I'm not going to be hungry tonight before I go to bed. Well, that place where I take the photos of the tree, they're the absolute worst place for mosquitoes in the world. I'm not shitting you. There'll be 100 on each leg in 3 minutes. That's why I kind of walked over there, took the photos, and got the hell out of there. But out here, they must spray for them out here, because nothing else makes sense. I hardly ever see mosquitoes out here. You'd think there'd be like a gazillion of them. No, there also are a million birds flying around here eating them. So maybe it's too open of a space, no cover. Where I've noticed that mosquitoes really are bad is wherever there's anything high enough that hasn't been cut by a mower. Boy, if you're in 1 or 2 foot tall weeds or grass, there are mosquitoes just up the yin-yang. But when the grass is cut low, and maybe that has something to do with it out here, you don't see that many of them. But I have to walk around those soybeans and stuff to take those photos, and a lot of them. Luckily, I don't have that reaction to mosquitoes. I mean, they itch, and I wish they wouldn't land on me, but I don't get like hives and sores and stuff, so this could be worse. I still would rather not get bit by them. Oh, good, roasted corn on the grill. You know, those people weren't there all through the week. No, I wasn't. I went down Verner once today. That was it. Well, did I or not? No, I didn't. I didn't go down to Verner today, but all through the week, they weren't there. It could have been the heat, could have been doing other events. Maybe they're on vacation, I don't know. I'll find out tomorrow. Now, the next 3 days are going to be really my perfect weather. Cool, low humidity. Oh, no kidding, that bad, Todd. Todd and I finally gave out the last of your cash today. You know what I'd wish? I know there are people on here that keep pretty good track of, you know, what I do, and sometimes I miss money that's donated on that super chat. And I hope there's somebody out there that watches the lives and the videos and stuff, and they just double check what I'm doing, because I don't want to, at the very worst, I made a mistake and I'll cover somebody if I didn't hand it out, but I write it all down on a list and then I hand it out and scratch it off. But you know, that's not, I think it's pretty accurate. I've never had anybody say, hey, what happened to the $20 I sent you? But just out of safety's sakes, at the very worst scenario, I forgot to, I think if anything, and I think this could have happened a couple times out here, I've handed out too much, more than what somebody donated. Not that big of a deal, you know. The money's getting better, my expenses are covered, so what? Yeah, I think I do go over give sometimes, but it's not much. You know, I don't want anybody, you know, wondering. That's why I do the thank you videos separate from the interviews. I always mention who sent it and that kind of thing. Yeah, she does. It's not really too confusing, except that damn super chat thing. You know, when I get it on PayPal, it's easy. I go in, it's chronological. It's the dollar amount every day. Now, one thing that I haven't done that may piss some people off, and I'm not sure I'm going to fix it or not, I've almost handed out everything. I've got Indian Liz stuff. I got a few envelopes. Some people I haven't seen. It's no big deal. They can just stay in the folders if I don't see them. And I got some packages, but I got some money after I've been down here. And to be honest with you, I was so overwhelmed with stuff this time that I just wanted to get rid of what I had and start over on the next trip when I can go home and take my time and go through the super chat and double check the PayPal. So there could be some money that people have sent me other than $30 Tiffany sent yesterday for Jamie today, stuff like that, that and that's because I communicate with her a lot, that I got here that I just didn't want to go through all that stuff again while I still had stuff to hand out and stuff that was undelivered from a while ago. I was just going to take that, go home, figure it all out again, start a new sheet. And another thing I learned that I'm going to do is just double space everything on my booklet. Because sometimes when it's single space, and like, let's say an example, Rita sent $50. When I'm giving it 10 out at a time, or maybe 20 like I think Danette, because she doesn't get any money, it's kind of a tight fit in there where it'll be easier for me to like read, you know. I'll do everything double spaced. Oh my God, do they ever, 30%. And what I've done is covered, if you send whatever dollar amount you got, I cover it. I pay for it, but it's kind of getting expensive on some things. Like the one guy sent $180, but like I said, I'm getting more and more money from YouTube, so it's not that big a deal. But Super Chat, I don't think it's worth a 30% cut, and people don't realize it. And then, and kind of PayPal, I'm going to get a 1099 for that income. So I'm going to have to pay tax on donations because I'm certainly not giving a 1099 to the people that I do an interview with or the cash that people are sending that I dole out. I'm not complaining. I'm just trying to find a way to where, take the Super Chat for an example. I'm making up the 30% and I'm going to pay income tax on it. You see what I mean? So I'm trying to get away with that, and either the people can get away from that, the people can deal directly with the people that I interview, or they can send cash, which I always account for, or they can send a food card, something small. Yeah, I mean, I pay my tax, I have legitimate deductions, but, and really, if you think about it, the money I pay in the interviews is not that much. So if the IRS ever came in and said, hey, look, you claim you handed out, $2,000 in money for interviews, and since you didn't issue a 1099, we're going to deny it. Yeah, go ahead and deny it. No big deal. What I worry about, and not that much, not yet, but it's getting more and more, is the PayPal money and the Super Chat money that I'm getting tagged as income when I don't, you know what I mean? Because you do get a 1099. Yeah, and then there'd be tax on that. I mean, you know how it is with the IRS. So this way, the people can deal, like a lot of the people I talk to are getting a lot of stuff that I don't know about, which is perfect. Jamie gets money, Tassie gets stuff sent to her. A lot of the people do, which is great. I mean, it's a good feeling that people can donate to whoever they want to. And when you're sending money through a Cash App or PayPal or whatever, if you send it as a friend, there's no fee. So not only are you actually choosing where you donate money to, nobody's getting charged for it. Where me, I'm getting like the double whammy. And I've got to locate the people. Yeah, we had some trolls just a little while ago. No big deal. It's not that big of a problem yet, but it's kind of heading there. Yeah. No, that's true, but they can always say, well, you're right about that. That would be prima facie. That's true. And I could probably do that. I had that happen. I got audited like 35 years ago or something. And the IRS came in and they said, hey, you didn't keep good enough track of your miles. You know how that goes. So it's like, and you don't have any evidence to support that these were actually miles driven. So we bitched back and forth, and I kept my mouth shut and then demanded a meeting with the supervisor, the auditing agent. And I said, hey, it's a bunch of bullshit. I have better evidence than actually keeping the mileage records. And it's like, well, why didn't you show it during the audit? It's like, well, I didn't show it to the audit because maybe I didn't categorize it like you thought I should. But you know what? I billed people for it. And do you think people are paying for mileage when I'm not driving it? I mean, who is more savvy at determining if they're overcharged or charged too much than the client themselves on individual investigations over the course of the year? And they said, can you prove it? It's like, I can prove it. We went back through every one of those damn miles they tried to screw me out of, and I showed them where people paid an invoice for the miles that we drove, and they dropped it. So, it's always, But, since then I kept better miles. Like I rack up crazy miles on my van. I go the mileage route, and it's actually works out well for me, because that's why I don't get too upset when I got some kind of mechanical thing. Look, if I had to be to a job every day of the week, or I was taking a family on vacation, you think I'd be driving around in a van with 400,000 miles? But me, I don't really care. It'd be a new adventure when I break down someplace. That's exactly how I look at it. I've got AAA Plus, which will give me 200 miles. Me, Daisy, and my vehicle. And 99% of the time, I'm within 200 miles of home. So I don't give a shit what happens. Tow me home, I'll take it down to a garage, and when it's fixed, it's fixed. So it's not that big a deal, but I don't have the burden of needing a reliable vehicle like the average Joe does. Because a few days, a week off to me is nothing. I'll sit home and read more textbooks and learn some new editing program, or fool around with the settings on my camera or whatever. But I'm lucky to have that luxury. So it's not the big, boy, I don't know if I'd feel comfortable driving a vehicle that much. Yeah, I don't care. I would look at breaking down as an adventure. No, I don't want a new van. I've got a new van, actually. And I didn't want that either, but it was such a good deal and it's in mint condition, I bought it anyway. It's sitting down in a warehouse in Atlanta. Yeah. Yeah, Heavenly Home. Yeah, it is it's a great vehicle. And for what I paid for that, I paid $15,000. I bought two at the same time. $15,000 for one, $17,000 for the other. And that other one we got 530,000 miles out of. And that was another person driving it, other people driving it. Mine, I've put this whole 400,000 on myself. So if you look at cars nowadays, plus I don't pay for collision, because they're not going to give me any money for the because it's so high mileage. So if I get in an accident, I take a screwdriver with me. I'm going to have it towed home, because that's my ride home. I'll take the plate off and I'll go down and get my new vehicle. Like, take for an example, if I would have had a cam failing or something like that in the van, and it would have been like a $3,000 bill, I would have got towed home, took the plate off, got somebody to watch Daisy for a few days, got a ride down to Detroit Metro Airport. Come here, hon. Here comes a cop. Come here, honey. Come here, baby. Come here. That cop doesn't know I'm back here. Yeah, it's a park cop. See, you never know. These guys he's going to go over to my van now and try and figure out what the deal is, because he doesn't know I'm walking over here. See him over there? And he's going to think, now I got to sit and see what's up with this person. See him put the lights on my van? And he's going to have to dick around here now, thinking that he's got to babysit me until I show up. See him looking for me with a light? He's just, picked this park sooner. He's going to say, the park closes at 10. Yeah, I do. It's not 10 yet. See him looking for me over there? Now he's pulling right up to the van. Now we'll probably get out and make sure it's not a couple teenagers screwing in the back. If he'd have caught me 40 years ago, it would have been. Hey, I'm over here. I'm on my way over there. I don't want to give him a hard time or anything. I'm on my way over there. I know it closes at 10. I know you close at 10. I'm going to be leaving. Yeah, it's just walking my dog. See, he said thank you. Now, there's a professional cop. Here's what happened on this. These guys are spread pretty thin. And now he should check and make sure I'm not chopping somebody up into little pieces. Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks a lot. Yeah, I'm taking off right now. See, thank you, sir. That's how cops are supposed to act. But what he should have done, in my opinion, is he should have come over here and made sure that, yeah, it's me with the dog. But see what it is, these guys are spread thin. I mean, this park is they're spread out quite a bit, 30, 40 miles apart. So he picked this park to get to first. And when he drove back here, he's thinking, man, I hope this place is empty. And it wasn't. Here's an empty van, and it's 20 to 10. So he's got to babysit this for 20 minutes. And it puts him behind on all the other parks that close at 10. Yeah, isn't that unbelievable? So I don't blame him. At least he was decent. But if I'd have been the cop, I'd have drove back here and, you know, just made sure that's that. Because, you know, what are you doing back here this late in the park? Well, I'm walking Daisy, but he doesn't know that. So now he assumed I was telling the truth, which I was, which I am. And I'm getting the hell out of here. And when he sees me pull out of here, he can lock the gate. Yeah, I know. I held Daisy in my hand. Yeah, I did. Yep. He's affecting, and Daisy and I walked on all three areas like this. So she got a good walk. Now I'm going to go to the airport. I didn't get hassled. I didn't get a ticket for Daisy being on my lap. It's time to party. Be looking in my van either without my permission. It's a private vehicle. Yeah. I was wondering what all those boxes are for. Party on is right. Yeah, he was at least professional. And Daisy and I are partying. Yeah. Hop over, hon. Shut up, Brandon, you scumbag. See you later, asshole. Jerk off. Hop in, hon. Let's party. Right on. It's I think it might be 100, but I think it's $90 a year. I've had it for like ever. The big value, and you know this, if the only coverage available was the 3 miles, you know, the 3 mile, and then it's like $5 a mile. Actually, the place where I live, that towing place, that DNN or D&B, they're getting sued for ripping people off for towing charges. And, you know, it's $5 a mile. Can you imagine what they want to charge me to take? And then they could say, well, our insurance doesn't cover a person and a dog. But this AAA Plus is worth every damn dime to a guy like me with a van like this. Shit, I'd probably pay whatever they wanted. It's like the biggest insurance policy I could ask for. Shit, yeah. That's what gives me the balls to drive around here on a wing and a prayer. I got a good backup plan. Yeah, Brandon's a pussy. Oh, it's worth every time. Now, if you're, and you know, 100, maybe it's 94 or something. Plus, you get 10% off on hotels and all sorts of other shit. I don't use the travel thing like I did 100 years ago, but to a guy like me, that's no problem at all. I've had it forever. I got canceled by them once. I bought a 1984 Turbo Daytona, and the transmission kept blowing up. It was front-wheel drive. That thing was faster than hell for a turbocharged 4-stroke. I had a buddy of mine that was a big shot design engineer for Chrysler, and he was telling me what high performance they were, good gas mileage. Well, it broke down like 7 times in a 2-week period. I hadn't married my wife yet. She was in an internship out in Pittsburgh. So that was the final straw that broke AAA's back. They canceled me. I'd had too many calls in like a time period. So I wrote Lee Iacocca a letter and said, hey, you know, your chief engineer, Art Patstone, talked me into buying this piece of shit. And not only have I lost my AAA Plus now, I'm forced to rent a car. And this is a big piece of shit. And I didn't put it in words, but Greenberg, who was the vice president of Chrysler at the time, wrote me a letter and apologized for it. And he actually gave me, if you can believe this shit, his personal car to use for a week. And he towed that car. They had it taken all the way to, brought back from Pittsburgh to Chrysler's headquarters, proving grounds. And they analyzed it and tore it apart and put a new transmission and did some kind of mod that they later did to those front-wheel drive turbo Daytonas. And it was a happy ending. Oh, I got 3 Dragon's Milk in the refrigerator. Look at all these cars here. I don't know what they're doing. Looks like, that's kind of weird. I've never seen that car is that late. Cop must have just went through there and told them to get the hell out of here. Everybody's got their backup lights on. So worked out. I ended up putting 200,000 miles on that eventually. It's a fast car for a turbocharged 4-stroke stick shift. And I traded it for, traded that and for a cabin in Irons, Michigan, which I later, for a beer drink, you'd really like it. I'm going to get down south this winter. I'll bring you a 4-pack if you want me to. It's really good. It's 11% alcohol. It's beer aged. If you consider what you're getting. If you look at the cost of a decent bottle of wine, by volume, it's pretty expensive, I think. But it's just the, 11% alcohol. Sit and sip one. Like sometimes I drink 2. In a blue moon, I drink 3, and most of the time I drink 1. Man, I just love that beer. It's between $15 and $18 for a 4-pack, which seems crazy, but it's not when you consider. Let's face it, it's 11% alcohol. You'd need to drink Bud Light for the rest of your life. Yeah, beer in bourbon. Yeah, in bourbon barrels. Yeah, that's it. Yep, Dragon's Milk. There are I've tried other ones, comparable, beer. It's been a trendy deal for about 5 years. Beer in bourbon barrels. But none of them are ever as good. Just my unscientific, biased opinion. I think Dragon's Milk is more than 11%. Not that isn't enough or anything. 12 and 13% aged in bourbon barrels by other companies. And it was like drinking a Bud Light. I don't believe it's 13% alcohol. I think they're full of shit. Good night, Johnny. Yeah, I like Samuel Adams before all these microbreweries started out, but these people have just blown away these big money-making behemoths like Budweiser. Shit, they can't even afford to feed their horses anymore. And they only take them out for special occasions. That's another thing. It's just like the internet, there's been things that you just couldn't have believed. Oh, there's some lightning in the distance. You couldn't have believed would happen. Look at Tesla. Whoever thought a guy could come out of nowhere and put a dent in, well, it's not the big 3 anymore, it's the medium 2, and actually challenge them for car sales. But I never thought the big brewers get knocked off their pedestal, and they're struggling actually. They're trying to buy up these microbreweries, but they guessed wrong on that, and they lost a huge market share. Yeah, I'm in New Boston, Michigan, actually. I like good aged. I like that real smoky whiskey too. If you like real smoky, rich, like a lot of people think, I'll let people taste it and they'll think this tastes like gasoline. And I think the best aged great deal, 10-year whiskey you can get is Ardbeg 10, Ardberg, Ardberg 10. Can't beat it. And don't pay more than $54 a bottle for it. Excellent, excellent, excellent whiskey. I mean, the Scotch got this whiskey down to a science. They really do. And a good cheap whiskey, one that you don't mind mixing in a drink and ruining it, Johnny Walker Red. It's the all-time selling blend in the world. Yeah, thank you, Speedster. And I've had the Jack, and honestly, I like the single malts, which is really kind of a misnomer if you read about crafted fine whiskey. It's really not. It's single malt, but sort of, and it's single cask, sort of. Hey, Octopus. Hey, Dave, you gotta put your face in. I don't want a rock to hit you in the eye. I don't want a rock to hit you in the eye, hon. How you doing, Adrian? Hey, Danielle. Miss Daisy. You hear that rattling? That's a piece of black tape. I eat about 5 Burger Kings a year, maybe less. Oh yeah, that's not happening. I don't mind misdirections. I mind when the person I'm taking it to is watching and doesn't say anything. Yes, I am. Yep. can sit and watch planes, but they're way too high in the air. And this is the takeoff end. I mean, it's no good for photography or videography. It looks like they might have switched runways. If they switch runways, I'm going to keep on going because you can't see any planes landing with the center runway closed. If they're not using 3 left, they're using 3 right, which I'm on the wrong side of the terminal, which is cool every once in a while, but I was just up there last night. So I'm going to be able to tell you, yeah, this guy right here is on 3 right, which sucks. Go on, hon. See, there's no way I can see him landing. And nobody is taxiing on this east side of the airport. Because it's not busy, and they're just, no matter what size plane you're in, they're just landing and taking everybody off on a 10,000 foot runway. But it's quite an extra ground taxi. These lights were off last night too, kind of weird. Just barely lit. Yeah, I'd like to check that out, Mark. Sure would. Yeah, I would. Now, hopefully I see a plane on final without going to the truck. It's slow anyway, so it's not that big deal if I don't go. I like to go, but not if there's no chance of seeing an airplane. No, there's a guy way out there. Yeah, they're using 3 right now. Dang it. Oh well. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. See, this is where I park here up at this short-term parking, but it doesn't make any sense to go in there now when you can't see and there's no action. That is so weird they got this speed limit 20. See that guy? He's probably doing 70. What an idiot. 20 is a good idea. That's what it should be. UPS. Oh, their planes are, they got one in the hangar. See, that's the runway closed right there. So center's closed. They're not using left. And that's the way it is. There's the control tower. This is the same parking lot I park in usually, the short-term lot. But not that I wouldn't mind it, but I was here last night and there's just nothing to see, to tell you the truth. Imagine these big airports are dead. Nobody at the service desk, nothing happening. Now, in fairness, this is the departure end, the top floor, but I got an idea it's like that on the bottom as well. Now, 94 is actually a better way to go, but it's such a pain in the ass. So I always go a little out of my way to 275. And I get one more shot if I see some planes landing off Vining Road. So it's worth it to me. See you later, BJ. Yeah, good. Thank you, Clint. How you doing? This is a new blinking yellow sign. Speed strictly enforced, but no, it's not. It should be, but it's not. I've never seen a radar cop out here. Right here, it's not too bad. Actually, I think I'm going on to Eureka right here. I think the speed limit's too high, 55. You got people that are unfamiliar with the area. You got these people pulling off to watch planes. It should be 45 or 40. It's only 2 miles to the expressway. There's no reason to be going that fast right here. And the road's shitty. Actually, I'm going to cut up Wayne Road. I never do that. But I'm going to tonight because I might get lucky on a plane. They're hiring more private security to keep an eye on things. Which I think that's what this guy's doing. Checking the perimeter, good idea. Gates and access areas. Make sure nobody's fooling around with them. it. Private security. Yep. That's what he's checking, the access gate. I'd like a job like that, just driving around the airport all night. See, here's this guy, 21 or 21 right. It's cool out tonight, so my phone's getting a ton of time. It doesn't shut off because it's so hot on the charging. So going on an hour and a half here, which is a record. Yeah, thanks, Johnny Pie. That's the address, yep. That's a good place to eat right there, Romulus House. Yeah, heading back to the old hotel. Yep. This is like an old school area around here. These roads are in terrible shape. Yeah, winters have really been mild for the last 10 years and nothing like the old days. Summers are hot and the winters are mild. We didn't get one good ass kicker snowstorm last year. Oh man, you going or not? The guy riding a bike, no lights. You get a ticket for that where I live. Against traffic. Run over here. You'd have to be crazy. They're counting on the drivers seeing them. When I was living in Chicago, you know, you get all these yuppies and business people that transfer to Chicago for good jobs, and they just thought they'd, power themselves with their own body to work it better. They get picked off all summer long. Crazy drivers, heavy traffic. Same thing in Detroit. You get these vacationers, these people that come out. I'm just going to enjoy the city on a bicycle. Yeah, you're taking a huge risk. Big time. Oh, I believe it, Tracy. Yeah. I mean, in Detroit, maybe one of those tours where 100 people get together and they're all going through a neighborhood, but I think you got to have a major screw loose to ride a bike up and down Fort Street or Michigan Avenue. You may get away with it for years, but it's super dangerous. And these people are getting wiped out in these little electric scooters too. Excuse me. Looks like that lightning is to the north. This is Wayne, Michigan, where I always kind of avoid because it's real slow going through downtown. It's kind of a cute little town though. It's a Ford plant out here. Yeah, it's really dangerous. Yep. It's the same thing you'd see in the Detroit River. You'll see these people go kayaking when the ice is coming down the river, the ice flows. And there's so much ice, you couldn't even like get a boat out there unless you had an icebreaker. I mean, it's not, little tiny thin pieces of ice. And they're kayaking in the open spots. And these ice is piling up on the Canadian side, the Detroit side. And they're just kayaking down there with their cell phone, like enjoying the winter. Yeah, you tip over there in your kayak, good luck. Because not only is anybody going to be able to get you very quick, it's probably going to be too late. I saw people doing that up in Sault Ste. Marie this winter on the St. Mary's River. Same thing. Especially in a kayak, which is easy to tip over. gas station in Michigan and Merriman. What are all those things hanging down from the ceiling of the 7-Eleven gas station? They look like those old sticky things they used to use to catch flies. This looks weird. Heading back to the old hotel. Flight to the topless bar. I was going to watch some more planes, but they switched runways. This little beer store went out of business. Old COVID finished them off. Elton John. Go ahead. Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, Daisy got a water gravy sogged pork chop. They were running a horror house out of this massage parlor here. It didn't last long. About a year ago, they shut. Hey, Mark, how you doing? The Silver Spa. I'll tell you one thing. I've never realized this, but there's such a direct correlation to places like where I stay and stimulus checks. Once that unemployment got cut down to 160, this place died. No kidding. The clerks told me, and then you kind of pay attention to it. But normally I wouldn't have known. But it's so tied to, you hear these comedian jokes and stuff about stimulus checks and shopping and stuff like that. And that's no shit. This place was selling out for that whole stimulus time, and now a lot of them are empty. Look at the parking lot. I'll tell you another weird thing I find, and that is, like, I stay up late sometimes. My video. I'll go to bed at 1, 2, and it'll be just like this. Or fool around the computer. Look out, be no cars. I'll get up at 11, and the parking lot's packed. What you doing, girl?
Lakers assistant Jason Kidd expect former Nets coach Kenny Atkinson to be a consideration in this. They're out there competing in the marketplace with the Brooklyn Nets, Chicago Bulls, and potentially some others. They make coaching changes here in the coming weeks.
The Pelicans are looking forward to a fresh start after missing the postseason for the second consecutive season. New Orleans, 9 players on the contract for 2021 season, including Holiday, Brandon Ingram.
Getting a drinky, honey? That's good.
3 in the second round alone. Update shift baseball by the Bay. Giants ace. Last night, San Francisco with a 5-run lead in the ninth. Trevor Gott back out there again. And would you believe it, in a 6-4 game, he gives up a 3-run homer to Marcana. And just like that, San Francisco in the soup again, giving up a lead in the ninth. Half last wrap with that is tough going before Trevor Gott. LA and LAA, they were tied at 2 with Mac once in the dish. Rips that one inside the third base bag.
Good girl, huh? Dad's not going anywhere, huh?